Okay, hi guys, and welcome to Slahser's Way Tiny. It's gonna be a different way than I have done it before, because the other way just takes, it takes 10-12 hours for me to edit. I thought I could just talk about it and do it live on stream, and then you guys can also ask questions if you want. So anyways, tiny mid, it's a lot, not tiny mid, but my way of tiny is that I usually go mid with him, and I will usually start with one ring of protection, Tango, and usually like 2 branches, and I will get a quick bottle. Then I'm gonna get brown booster speeds. So my item progression is that I go mid and I get my bottle as quickly as possible, and then I just go brown boots, and then I go into a shadow blade, and after shadow blade I upgrade my brown boots to treads, which I usually have on agility because you get a lot more. I like agility because you get a little bit more armor, and mostly because the plus attack speed. So when Tiny levels up, he really has a low attack speed. Just gonna get the announcer off. So he really has a low attack speed. And what I get next is that I transition into a carry. So get. These sounds are way too loud. Jesus. Anyways, I transition into a carry, so I get my I don't get blink there, just to move. But then I get my Ghanems. And after Ghanems, I usually go like I will either go. I usually get just Assault Cuirass. And just getting Hyperstone. You also sometimes need to go BKB if they have a lot of magical damage. But I prefer getting just a Hyperstone before BKB because I like to split push a lot, and I don't like to participate too much in team fights. But anyways, when I go mid, I skill build it. When I go mid, I usually get just 1 level in Crack Exterior at the start, because that gives you +3 armor or +2 armor, and it what's it called? The passive, it can really help you a lot in the lane. And then I skill build it up where I go. I get Avalanche to level 3, and then I get then I max toss afterwards. So I get I go usually 1 point Crack Exterior at level 1, but I usually wait just to have 1 point. Maybe you need 1 point Avalanche to save a teammate or something like that if you contest rune. So I go like 1 point in this, then I level this up to level 3, level 5, and then I get and then I max toss. So it's 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, ulti at 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, and then ulti of course at level 11 again. Do you ever get magic stick / wand? No, I don't really have the space for it, and I don't really want it because I'm not really staying in the fight. I'm more like going in with Shadow Blade and then just, let's see, there's an enemy, I just hit him and nuke him, and then out again, and then wait for Shadow Blade to come up. Why do I buy Ring of Protection? Because Tiny has a lot of HP but pretty much no armor, so I need to survive. Is Battle Fury ever legit on Tiny? Maybe against illusions, but you should probably get some other items because Tiny doesn't really need the bonus damage it gives. So you need to like boost his attack speed a lot. That's the most important thing. So let's see. And other good items you can get is also Mjolnir, if they don't really have that much damage later. Or if they don't have much physical damage. Also just if you're really late game. And I think Manta Style can be good as well, because it actually, I thought first that Manta Style was kind of bad for Tiny, because why would you get it? It's like 26 agility, what do you need that for? But actually it gives a lot of attack speed. And also you may need to there's some spells I guess it's good against. So Manta is also a good late game item. And you can also get Butterfly if you can Meepo. And let's talk about heroes who really own Tiny. There's pretty much no heroes that really own Tiny. Like, you can gank everyone. Like, when you get your Shadow Blade, it's very important that you just, like, you farm and you kind of passive until you get your Shadow Blade. And when you get your Shadow Blade, then you can just go berserk. So let's take a look at one of my replays. I don't really shift Q. I just like go in and just spam it and just do it as quickly as I can. But let's take a look at one of my replays. I have a really good Tiny replay actually submitted to some guys who makes highlight. I haven't got a response yet. I think I would like I think I got like 850 gold per minute Tiny or something like that. It was a really crazy game. Yeah, it's this one. 71 Tiny and I have 850 gold per minute. And I'm against like these guys, which I could just instant kill. It's pretty high on my game, let's watch that. So they nerfed the illusion damage on towers. That it's kinda a nerf on Tiny, but not that great of a nerf. It's not really a problem. It's more a nerf on Terror Blade. It's not really you can still, it's still very good on pushing. But anyways, here I take Tiny and I go mid, and like, no, I actually think I go safe lane. No, I go mid. Here I do the zoom trick where I get the bounty. So I actually get the bounty rune first instead of blocking. When I'm in your mid, I prefer just getting bounty instead of blocking. And it's very important. I also always go Shadow Blade before treads. And this game was kind of nice because, you know, Storm mid is actually can be pretty hard for Tiny, but what you need to do is like you need to just farm your Lotus. It's the most important thing. Of course, boots and like bottle and then boots, and then you go Lotus. But you can see I get 1 point in Crack Exterior here against the Storm, which will really help me a lot against him. And this game was kind of nice because a game just before that I really got owned by a Storm mid, so I was kind of playing a lot more passive and just realizing that okay, Storm can really kill me easily. But he's pushing, and then you can. Nice thing with Tiny has a really high base damage, so you can easily split push. Okay, the match ID, 1 second, it's 11 32 72 1999. So you can watch it if you want. I think it will still be up for like 3 or 4 days, but you can still watch it. But a good Shadow Blade timing, I think it's about 12-13 minutes, or that's actually maybe not that good, but if you're mid it can be pretty hard to farm. So someone says that this build is more valid for roaming or farming heroes, allow roaming, but I think what I really like in a carry player is that you can actually get solo picks-offs. So that's Tiny. I find them one of the most enjoyable heroes to play with Shadow Blade, because I can kill anyone solo, like when I got my Shadow Blade, and I can also be extremely strong late game. But yeah, I farm here with Bottle and try to secure runes. And let's see here. So I got my Bottle, I got my boots, and now I just need to focus on my Shadow Blade. And even if I sometimes get a TP and help the lane, but only if they dive really far, I'm sure I can get a kill. But if not, then I just make sure that I get them Shadow Blade. You can also see my skill build. It's a little 5, 3 in Avalanche, 1 in Twice, and 1 in Craggy. The only point where you don't want to get Craggy, I usually don't gank actually, but here I got in the circle, get an easy gank on PA, and yeah, I got her. So it's also when you toss, it's kind of when you got your Shadow Blade and you're going into tossing people, sometimes he will stand next to creep, and you can try to get him, but it's gonna be random if you get him in toss. And the difference with getting in toss or not is like 220 or so more damage, because with the toss combo and Avalanche. So sometimes I just wait and wait for them to try to get away from creeps, and some of the times they don't go away, and then I just try going them. So what would Tiny do mid against Viper / Razor? Well, you don't do much against Tiny Razor, Viper Razor. Well, I think you can probably stand against Razor. Viper, probably not. Same with against TA. You really don't want to be a TA with Tiny. So if you're against Viper, Razor, you probably need to like switch to the safe lane. That's why you can't really. You can usually just first pick Tiny, but sometimes it's good to know what the mid tier is. So let's see what timing I get my Shadow Blade at. I think it's gonna be about 12 minutes. Yeah, about 11 minutes. That's pretty good timing. So I have 1 kill now and get my Shadow Blade now. I actually get my Shadow Amulet before my Shadow Blade, because it reveals that I'm going Shadow Blade, but it's also very nice to have for the extra attack speed. Now I wait for her to kill it, and then I toss her. And I didn't get the full combo off, but it was still enough. So I could, if she had more HP, I would have waited for her, and then I would have gone for her. So let's watch that again. So you can see that when there's so many creeps close, I think she has about 800 HP, something like that. I actually tried to get her before, but she had toss a creep, so she doesn't take that much damage, but I still get her. That's very important. I just pick off the main carry solo. And I also go with bottle on Tiny regardless of the lane. Even if I'm safe lane, the first thing I'm getting is the bottle, because you just need the mana regen. If you don't have bottle, you get 1 pick off with Tiny Shadow Blade and you're out of mana and you need to go back to base. So you need to have bottle so you can find runes, and then you can control the runes, and then you can stay with keep on up with your mana. So it's very important that you go with Tiny Shadow Blade. Like I gank, but I also farm. You need to keep up your farm. You need to know that you're insanely strong late game. So just don't run constantly around with your Shadow Blade, but also get the runes and then gank and try to secure yourself late game. And this was actually pretty bad. I missed my avalanche here, and I was just misplay. I think that's the only misplay I do in this game. So now I get my treads, and that really helps me with my mana regen, and afterwards I get my point booster. And when I got my point booster, I think I got like enough for two combos. I still roam if I get Shadow Blade on safe lane Tiny, especially if they have a PA who can do a lot against me late. I'm still gonna try to get picks off. I stay in my lane, but I also, if I see like a solo storm farming, I will TP and then get an easy pick off. So you can see that, and I think sometimes you can go Blink Dagger, but it's not something you want to get. I don't know. I think I went like completely away from Blink Dagger. Before I used to think that, okay, if we had a bounty on our team, then I won't get a Blink Dagger, because we already have one Invis. I mean, I won't get Shadow Blade because we already have one Invis hero. But now I'm like, whatever, if you have Invis, I'm still gonna get it. And this is like, I come here and help my team, and I think I can actually get an ultra kill here, and pretty much won the game there. And I was able to go in here with Shadow Blade. Let's watch that again in 1 speed. They dive really far, and they also stay together. So I have Shadow Blade, so I'm able to go in and just nuke them down. Can you offlane Tiny? Not really. Wouldn't want to recommend offlane Tiny. He has way too low armor, and it's I don't think it's very good. So if you talk about Brute, if you want to safe lane Tiny, the only thing that can really shut you down is Brute. You don't want to be Tiny against Brute. You want to be Axe against Brute or something. But anyways, that's kind of off topic. You also want to have a command that says stack neutrals here, and then you ping like the ancients here, because that will when you get your Gardems, then if you get like a 5 stack, you will have like 1,500 gold or something like that. But I think my stats with Tiny right now are really good. I got to 6.7k with Tiny. If we look here, my heroes, I have 65 wins and only 39 losses. That's really good when you play at like the 6k range. I think the last 40 Tiny games, I knew that at one point it was the last 40 Tiny games I had, I won 29, lost 11. I actually think it's better now. So my Tiny is really strong, and I think it's really strong to do it with Shadowblade. And it also like puts the fear of God or fear of Tiny in their mind. Oh, this is actually pretty funny. So what I do, I follow with bounty and then I toss bounty in to get the kill. It's pretty nice. How often should you be using your combo to last hit? Do you mean kill creeps or? But this game it's kind of, I guess you would call it a perfect Tiny game pretty much. But the only like the main weaknesses with Tiny is before it gets a Shadowblade. Like when you have your Shadowblade, they need to be very careful. But you also need to like get a feel of where they're gonna place their sentry wards. Because if you gank one place and then you wait 2 minutes and go to the same place and try to gank again, it's likely that they have placed down a sentry ward. So let's try to look at the Tiny more late game. So now I have my Garnims and I have my Hyperstone. What I can just do is I can last hit towers extremely, or just kill towers extremely well. So in this game, my teammates kind of died a lot, even though I had really good stats. So what I did later is just go for objectives. I also against PA, I also get NKP sometimes. So when should you go Blink instead of Shadowblade on Tiny? If you have 4 Invis on your team, then you can go Blink. Well, I think maybe if you have 2 Invis on your team, then perhaps consider Blink. But else, Shadowblade is also extremely good because it gives you bonus attack speed, and you really want that on Tiny. It also makes it way more easier to like split push because you can just Shadowblade out usually. So I used to like ask if Slag went Shadowblade and stuff like that, then I wouldn't do it. But now I'm just like, whatever, I'm going Shadowblade every game because I think it's such a good item on Tiny. So someone asked if when I get Shadowblade, do I think I need to have a big impact before they get a lot of detection and sentries? Not really. Like even if if you get sentries all the way around, and I know they do, they still have to like stay where their sentries are and they can't farm the jungle. So, and if they just go super like just tighten the base, I'm just fine. Okay, I'm gonna farm. I'm insanely strong late game. Now I also have my BKB. This is like 26 minutes and I have Arcanum, Shadowblade and BKB now. And I think what I'm doing actually when they farm is that when they fight is actually I'm just taking out their base at one point. So what to do as a recovery Tiny while losing? Well, depends when. Like if you can win 5-on-5, go split push. Like Tiny is insane split push. Maybe one of the best split pusher. Perhaps Meepo is better. Probably Meepo is better. But like you can kill towers so quickly. And even here I have my BKB and just man fight them. And Midas, it's a nice item to get. It's in theory it's a nice item, but I want to get a Shadowblade so I can actually like farm. Actually gank and do something. If you get Midas, you're not really gonna be able to do much with your team. You have to like you get online so much later, and you're not gonna be able to like solo kill a Storm. So he's just gonna farm a lot too. It was pretty nice. We managed to get a pick off them, just get base like really quickly, just punish them. I think there's another game, there's another moment later where my team is actually fighting and I just go whatever, okay, I'm gonna go for the base. So I'm trying to find that point. And they just lose their entire base. At this point I have Aegis, so I'm getting MKB now against PA. Would you ever go Ethereal bit and Tiny for added damage to combo? No, because you can't hit them when they're tailbladed. Early earn with Shadowblade? Nah, not really, because you need your mana region is more important, so just bottle is enough also for HP usually. And you have very limited item slots, so you need a TP, you need Treads, you need Arcanums, you need Shadowblade. So that's 4 item slots. And then you also need a Sword Curse and then BKB, and you have 6, so you don't really want to get any more items because you're already so limited with your item slots, because you need to get Arcanums. So I would say earn on Tiny, no go. I can see they're just easy pick off on Storm like whole game. And also, Tiny is actually also pretty good against Slark, because unless the Slark really gets fast Aquila and power drums and power treads, then you can just instant kill him like with your combo, and he won't be able to see you. I think here I can actually fight. I soon just go and solo their base, I think. But you can see like they are pretty strong, even though I'm like 16-0, but they can still fight me. I think it's because my team died a lot. So Mask of Madness is an item which I used to go on Tiny, but now I just I don't really do it that much anymore. It's a fine item on Tiny, but it's not something. It's not something that I like too much on him, because again you're limited and it's a cheap item, and I get 6 slotted very early, so it's not something I would say it's part of my like maximum build. But actually you can see here my team is fighting here top, and I just go in and just take their base. Like objectives. That's what I want to do with Tiny. Like, it doesn't matter if your whole team's dying, you get Rex, and sometimes you may want to go, but like you can see they can actually man fight me. But if they fight, then I can just get their base. When do you get rid of bottle? As late as possible. I think usually when I get my BKB, then I have to sell bottle. But you want to like keep it as much as possible. And this is pretty nice. I have enough for buyback and push travel, so I get that and just go in and finish the game. Okay, let's watch something more. Okay, I think did I miss anything in my Tiny, guys? Because I think I'm about to finish it now. So if you guys think there's anything else I should talk about, and also with bottle, I want to get it. Sometimes I actually want to sell my TP before bottle, so I want to keep a TP. I keep my bottle instead of TP. Because it's just so nice to have. I think that about covers the Tiny. So you usually want to go mid because of to get the levels, but sometimes you can't, and safe lane is also fine. Always get bottled quickly. And do I sell Shadowblade Ultra late game? Not really, because without Shadowblade it's really hard to initiate anyone. So item timings, I think bottle about 3 minutes, boots about 5 I would guess, and Shadowblade about 11-12 minutes, and Aghanim's about 21 minutes I guess, and then the Assault Crew is about 27-30ish I would guess. I'm also gonna upload a full Tiny game, another Tiny game. And I don't really sell Shadowblade. I think you can actually get a Bristle and Stun on Tiny, but it's also like this should be your 6th item because you need a lot of attack speed. And sometimes, like, I don't think you should sell a Shadowblade because it gives initiation, and even late game the invis is very good. And also you need the attack speed. So if I sold like Shadowblade and my treads to get boost travels, I would have so little attack speed. I would only have a Assault Curse to give me attack speed. I would probably do like a bad. Yeah, I think I would do like a Steam guide. It would be pretty. I'll just do like the builds and stuff like that, and then just gonna be a complement to this. So I guess that about covers it. I'm gonna upload this as well to YouTube. If you have any more questions, you can just ask them YouTube, or you can try it on Twitter as well. And I actually like Mjolnir a lot, because it gives so much. I think it's the item that gives most attack speed in the game. Yeah, Maelstrom, of course. Maelstrom. So you can also get that, but I usually get Assault Curse because he has so little armor, and you really want to be careful if they have like physical damage deals. But you can get it as your 6th, 5th, or 6th item slot. So I don't think there's really any heroes that counters Tiny like in one-on-one, like late game. Like even Meepo, he's pretty good against mid, but late game when you got a BKB, you can just man fight him. So you're more like be careful of mid, that they counter you mid, so you can't do anything there. But it's not like it's not like Alchemist where you have to worry about Ancient Apparition that can do his ulti and then you can't regen anything. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Let's get another game. Let's get some Alchemist game now. And yeah, I'm gonna upload a game as well on YouTube, a full Tiny game. Gonna upload this